Alright, guys. Let's finish off Starlight. No, not Starlight Jubilee. Tortellini Feast. And we're gonna get into Maple Mornings after this. One of the best holidays behind Valentine's Day. Alright, good. We have one. And her order does look pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna keep this red velvet cake order for now. Oh, alright. Small cup and espresso syrup. I like how Bruna and Carlo are opposites when it comes to coffee. She loves it. He hates it. Oh my gosh. That looks so good. I don't know what this stuff is, but the rest of the order looks good. I mean, I don't really drink coffee, but a coffee sundae, I have to admit, ugh, that sounds absolutely freaking delicious. Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on the time. I mean, I still have plenty because it's currently 7:11 a.m. I believe. But, you know, I should finish this by before 8 o'clock, but I still have to be careful, because at 8 o'clock, there is a Nintendo Direct, and I'm probably going to talk a little bit about it in this video. Ethan, I don't know if you're planning on watching, if or when you're planning on watching the Direct, but we'll probably talk a little bit about it together, if so, next time when I premiere this video. Or, yeah, because I'm going to be talking about it, so it'll be a good time to bring it up. But yeah, hopefully you watch it by the time I do premiere it. Otherwise, you know, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this video. But yeah, I don't want to get my hopes up too high, but hopefully there is some worthwhile stuff we see at the Direct. Wait, did he order this? Okay, good. Oh, and he's at 4 stars. So I'll give him a coupon. But yeah, Ethan, I know you're definitely waiting for a possible new Paper Mario game or a Mario game in general. I'm hoping for more information on Tomodachi Life, Living a Dream. Because I'm excited for the game, don't get me wrong, but I do also have my concerns about the game. And I want more information so I can see if these concerns can be debunked. Because the original Tomodachi Life, one of my biggest complaints is customization was very limited. You know, it didn't have all the bells and whistles that, you know, Miitopia does, the Switch version of Miitopia. According to the trailer, you know, the Miis definitely have a lot more depth to them than they did in the original Tomodachi Life, but I still would like a deeper dive into, you know, Mii customization. Luckily, you know, even with, you know, the Mii Maker in Switch alone, you know, it has a lot more to offer than the 3DS one. You get to choose between a lot more eye colors and hair colors. Unfortunately, in the original game, you only had natural hair and eye colors. And you had to get, like, hair dye if you wanted a Mii to have, like, you know, an unnatural hair color, like pink or green or blue. Oh crap. Oh my god, it's Kahuna too. Alright. Wasn't too bad. I accidentally grabbed the sprinkles. I should have. I needed to grab the Portolini confetti, I think it's called. Oh my god, I thought I bought a coupon. Okay. Alright, Chase. I don't know if was he the one that got to 1 star? I don't know. I mean, not 1 star, 4 stars. I don't know. He probably was, because we have this and this, which are, they're both in the red velvet order that we served possibly him yesterday. Alright, alright. Ooh, Evelyn. You're happy. I bet you're happy about unlocking her. Oh yeah, I think you were waiting for us to unlock her, huh? Well, here she is, finally. But yeah. Deep down, I really want a new animal. I really want the next Animal Crossing game to get teased, but, you know, I highly doubt it. It might be it might be a while before they announce something, unfortunately. Like, it could be another year or even, like, 2 years. Alright. So right now, I'm honestly more hopeful for more Tomodachi Life content, because that's a game we already know about. Now, I don't know if they, talk about the same game in, like, 2 directs. I don't know. I don't really know how that works, but if it is possible, then that's definitely a hope I have. I want to see, like, a lot of the customization options that we're going to get. I want to see if we're going to have, like, relationships. Especially same-sex relationships. Because one of the other main complaints that not just I have, but, a lot of people have is the lack of, same-sex relationships. We need to have LGBT representation. We need to have, same-sex relationships be a thing. And it would be even better if you got to choose, the orientation for each me. Some me's could be, bisexual, some me's can be asexual, some me's can be homosexual, some can be heterosexual. It would be nice to have some control over that. It would give the game diversity, depth, and realism. So yeah. And that's one of the main charms of the the original Tomodachi Life is, seeing me's get into relationships. If they don't bring that back, it's gonna be then the game's gonna feel like a massive step back from the original one. Because, that's why I love games like The Sims so much, is being able to, create, your yourself, people friends, family. OCs, characters, it's just so fun, creating them and bringing them in, creating a world where they can coexist. Like, I just love games where you can do that. But I also love being able to, have them form relationships and start families of their own. God, I love games like that. And it's good to have some control, but it's also good, like, seeing how it plays out. Because you could have plans in mind for who you want a me to end up with, but, they end up with someone else. It's just wild. I definitely want more of that. But, with more customization and depth in, this Tomodachi Life sequel. I'm probably gonna create, a lot of my favorite characters and just see which one I end up with, or my me ends up with. Because the thing is, not everything goes as planned. I don't know if I ever told you this, but there was a time where Grimmy was actually my main character. I guess we'll just say crush. And I was hoping my me would end up with his me, but he actually ended up with someone else. And I forgot who my me ended up with, if she even ended up with anyone. So yeah, it'll be nice to have backups in case, you know, something doesn't work out. And in the original game, they actually had like love triangles, triangles, where someone would confess to a me, but another me would suddenly come on screen and be like, no, I love you more. Man, I hope we get more of that in this new Tomodachi Life, because that would make for some really fun drama. Another concern that I have is the amount of Miis we can have on our island. I really hope we'll be able to have quite a bit. Unfortunately, it's coming out for Switch instead of Switch 2, so I don't know why they couldn't just make it a Switch game. I guess it was a game they've been working on before they released the Switch 2. That's gotta be the logical exclamation. Otherwise, why not release it for Switch 2 instead? But yeah. Hopefully we can have at least 100 or something Miis. Because that's the amount we can have in Miitopia. We can have 10 Miis at the end, 90 Miis at the villa. So that's like a total of 100 Miis that we can have as party members. But we could have like 500 total Miis saved onto our game. So hopefully we'll be able to have quite a bit of space for Miis in Miitopia. In Tomodachi Life, living the dream. Alright, 7:27. Alright, we should have time. Yeah, it's crucial that I speed through the rest of this holiday. I want to have time. I want to make sure I end this off before 8 p.m. Not p.m., a.m. We're in morning. Oh, okay. I'll just give it to Akari. She's right there and has 4 stars. Alright. So, we should possibly... Ooh, Dino, yes! Alright, so we should only have another 2 days left. Maybe even only 1 day if we get lucky with points. But I'm just gonna assume we have 2 days left. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a lot of space for Miis. Because there's a lot I want to. I'm gonna want to do. Of course I'm gonna want to make myself. I'm gonna want to make you, the other Ethan, Ashton, Eli. And I'm going to want to make some of my favorite characters. I'm going to want to make some of my OCs. Ugh. Oh my god. I just have so much planned for this game. It's not even funny. and it's gonna be really weird because I do want to make my OCs, but you know they may not even end up with their actual partners in the game. You know, my OC relationships may end up being mixed. It's gonna be interesting to see that. I know some people are gonna want to try to, you know, plan, you know, get the me's together. They're probably gonna want to have plans for, you know, who gets with whom, but unfortunately, it just doesn't always work like that. I mean, in the original game, you can decline, like, you know, if a me tells you, you know, they want to confess to someone, you can be like, sorry, but that's not gonna work, but they'll just keep asking and keep asking, even if you do decline. That's something I learned with the original game. So, yeah. If two me's just want to get together, I'm probably just gonna be like, fuck it. Just tell them how you feel. You know. So, yeah. I'm just gonna play it by ear and see what my me's want. And I hope that you can make family trees as well. In the original game, you can only say which me's are related to, you know, the actual you, you know. But I want to actually have family trees for all my me's, because I'm going to want to make family, you know. There's going to be some of my me's that are related to each other. For example, I'm probably going to want to make my OCs or Kia's parents. I don't know if I'm going to do my parents. I'm probably just... in terms of real life people, I'm probably just going to stick with my friends. But I may make, you know, my main OCs or Kia's parents. And I'm going to want to say, yes, Lavinda is her mom, and Lavendia is her mom, and Rosio is her dad. Because otherwise, if we don't have that option, because putting that option would also restrict relationships, you know, because you don't want Alabama in your game, so... That'll be a good way to, you know, not only will it give the game, could it possibly give the game a lot of death and, you know, more unique familial interactions, but it could also prevent, you know, unwanted, let's just say, Alabama pairings. My friend Ashton told me he had that issue before, where you know, two of his me's were related, but one of them ended up having a crush on the other one. So, yeah. Hopefully we can have family trees in the game. Oh crap, I forgot to make a Kari's Sunday. Let's just speed through it right quick. God, it's almost here. The Direct is almost here. And yeah, by the time I premiere this, it'll already be over, but we can still talk about the Direct in the video if you've seen it by then. Otherwise, but yeah, it's mainly just me talking about Tomodachi Life, because that's probably my main realistic hope for the Direct, is more information on Tomodachi Life. And the good news is, the Direct is actually a little bit longer than usual. Usually Nintendo Directs don't really last an hour, but this one is, so they could either have more games to announce, and or, you know, they have significant information for certain games. Such as Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, for example. I've also noticed that, you know, the games that are more anticipated, they usually save them for the end. They actually did that in March for Tomodachi Life. So I wouldn't doubt it if they do it again. Oh, okay, almost. But I'm fine with that, because I still want to talk a little bit longer. Alright, yeah. It's only 7:36, so we still have quite a bit of time anyway before the Direct. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother giving a coupon. Alright, and yes, we've pretty much all got the long ass second holidays out of the way. Your Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe Let's Play, you know, this Let's Play I'm doing, and then my Wingeria to Go Let's Play. We're pretty much done with the second holidays in our current LPs. I just have one last day to do, which is this one. Then we're gonna go into the yummy ass Maple Mornings. But yeah, so we may not get any information on Tomodachi Life, or, I mean, I doubt it, but if they do an Animal Crossing teaser, it'll be at the very end, I'm sure. They did that in 2018 when they teased New Horizons, and then, like I said, they did that for the teaser of Tomodachi Life. So, yep. That's something to keep in mind. Sometimes I've noticed Nintendo tends to save the most highest anticipated games for the end. Now, I would love, even if I don't play these games, I would love a Mario Galaxy 3 and or a Super Mario Odyssey 2. Because, you know, I've had so much fun watching my dad play those two games. And I would love to see you played those 2 games. I know you said you were doing Galaxy 1 and 2. I don't remember if Mario Odyssey was on there. But man, I have, you know, that game is just so good to watch. I love it. I miss watching my dad play when he played back in 2017. Man, 2017 was, it was a roller coaster. But man, I missed the year 2017 so fucking much. The one shitty thing about the year is I was stressing about Virginia. I got into a big fight with my mom about it, but other than that, man, that year was just so fun. I went to a baby shower, a birthday party, a wedding that year. It was just so fun. Our house was kind of shitty in Orange Grove because, you know, when it would flood, the house would flood, but I still miss living in that town, man. I mean, it was a small town, but, I mean, it still holds really good memories. As the saying goes, good things come in small packages. But yeah, sorry for the tangent. The point is, yeah, 2017 was the year Mario Odyssey came out. I would love to watch a Mario Odyssey 2 Let's Play and a Super Mario Galaxy 3 Let's Play. Those are probably my favorite Mario game series. Okay. I couldn't tell if this was cake or tiramisu at first. I was about to fuck up. Ooh, crap. 11 or 742. Crap! But yeah. Obviously, I want an Animal Crossing teaser, but number 1, it's wishful thinking and highly unlikely. Tomodachi Life, you know, it's already been announced, so it's more realistic to hope that we'll get more information on the game instead of an Animal Crossing teaser. Another thing I didn't like about the original game is you couldn't really do anything at nighttime because all your Miis would like go to sleep at nighttime, so when it was nighttime, you know, the game was just boring as hell. If they're gonna want to have, if they're gonna want to add the realism of Mii's sleeping, I think there should be more varied sleep schedules. Like, you can select a couple different, you know, sleep schedules, like early bird, night owl, or, you know, and maybe some other in-between ones. That way, Mii's can, you know, sleep schedules can vary between different Mii's and stuff. That way, there will always be some, depending on what you decide to choose for all your Miis, You could always have some Miis that are up even at night. You don't have to worry about the game literally shutting down just just because your Miis are sleeping. So hopefully they add more variety to Mii sleep schedules. Cause it was, yeah. And some of the mini games were a bit sloppy too. Some of them were actually fun, but a lot of the mini games were a bit sloppy. So, yeah. Alright, well, that was an interesting episode. It is 11:45. The direct will be in 15 minutes as of recording this or finishing this recording off. And I hope it's a good one with information about some games to look forward to. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.